Hebrew Israelites, the original colonizers of the colonizers. We're getting into it. We're on part 3 today. We're doing Reuben. You're going to find out how Reuben's seed ended up spreading to the 4 corners of the earth. If you missed it yesterday, I covered Dan, and Dan really got around a lot. What you guys need to understand, apparently I need to say it again. We all have primary descent, all right? I'm white as rice, so my primary ascendant is going to be Japheth. Some people primarily descend from Ham, some from Shem. We're getting into Reuben. Reuben is said to have ended up in France, and possibly a half tribe of Manasseh. Anyways, long story short, let's go. Remember that Reuben is kicked out of Israel around the 700s BC. And Reuben doesn't start colonizing until the 1600s. That's over 2,000 years of being in France, spreading the seed just in France. These are the areas that France colonized. Look at this, okay? I mean, I'm not even going to write the list. France colonized 80 different countries, okay? The second most next to the British Empire. So one guy spread that stuff all over. We're talking French Polynesia. We've got Africa, obviously Canada. We've got New Orleans. There's some areas near Australia, like those islands, those little islands that nobody really ever thinks about. Those ones were settled by France, and thereby spreading that seed and giving it to all those people, making all those people descendants of Reuben. A reminder of where Dan went, plus Ethiopia and Japan. If you look up here, you're going to see, we're talking for Reuben, Cambodia, Laos, French Polynesia. So apparently some of those Asians are my cousins, and I had no idea. I also know, and we'll get into it in other videos, India is settled by, I believe, Judah, possibly some Benjamin. I have to look into that. I'll have to do another video on that. But, so China, though. China is kind of, it was like a question mark for me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot Genghis Khan. Chinese people descend from Genghis Khan, right? Genghis Khan's people were in India. Before they were in India, they would have been in Assyria. So whatever tribe ended up in the making of Genghis Khan is what everybody in China has, so mainland China. But all the other areas, like we've got Vietnam, you can give that to Reuben. And I think there's some other Israelite DNA in Vietnam people. So, but do you see how it spreads? Trust me, when God said, I'm going to make your descendants like the dust of the earth and spread the Israelite DNA to the 4 corners of the earth, he wasn't lying.